Stuck in a cramped, segregated bus in Montgomery, Alabama, tensions simmer. A young Martin Luther King Jr., desperate for a path forward, flips through a worn book, Howard Thurman's Jesus and the Disinherited. Here's the twist: it's not just ancient theology, it's a manual for the oppressed, a quiet blueprint for resisting injustice without hatred. How does Jesus, the son of a carpenter, become the unlikely icon for America's civil rights revolution? Stay with me. Let's get real. Who exactly is the Disinherited? And why does Thurman claim their story is the gospel's heartbeat? This isn't some distant minority, it's millions crushed by social, economic, and racial forces. Thurman paints a vivid picture of African Americans living under Jim Crow, locked out of schools, jobs, and voting booths. Take Rosa Parks, whose refusal to give up her seat wasn't just courage, but a flashpoint from decades of grind and humiliation. This daily dehumanization wasn't abstract. It was the cold, hard pavement of their lives. Think of oppression as a heavy fog, blinding and persistent. People trapped inside can't see beyond it, but it shapes every step they take. Thurman explains that this fog breeds despair and nihilism, but also sparks a survival instinct, the need to find meaning and resist, even if quietly. Jesus, in Thurman's eyes, isn't some distant deity but a downtrodden figure who personally walks alongside the oppressed. His own life, from a humble carpenter's son born in a manger to a man crucified unjustly, mirrors the disinherited's plights, offering a radical example of solidarity and hope. Here's the rub: Thurman dives deep into what hatred really does. Spoiler, it's not empowerment. Instead, it's a slow poison. But what breaks this toxic cycle? Let's unpack that hazardous loop. Thurman tells us the story of a man consumed by hatred for his oppressors. He grows bitter, isolated, shrinking into himself. Kind of like a rusting iron gate, once strong, now flaking and useless. Hatred eats away at the soul, and power, ironically, slips further from grasp. Fear, Thurman says, is like a double-edged blade. It controls the oppressed but also confines them. Imagine a mouse trapped in a cage, not only scared, but unable to see a way out. Fear can push people into blind rage or total surrender, forming chains that look real but can be broken. The revolutionary secret Thurman uncovers is radical self-love, the refusal to let hatred define you. Loving others with clear eyes, even your oppressors, isn't weakness but strength. It's a conscious choice to break the cycle, creating a community built on dignity, not destruction. Finally, here's the game changer. Jesus' way isn't passive. Thurman reveals a fierce, active resistance rooted in love. But what does that look like, really, when the punches start flying? Jesus, famous, turn the other cheek moment was less about submission and more a radical act of refusal to be enslaved by hate. Thurman illustrates this through the lens of African American struggles. Think of those brave bus riders who silently resisted, confusing violence with steadfast love. Love here isn't sappy sentiment. Thurman compares it to a shield forged in fire, a weapon of moral power that disarms enemies and shatters cycles of retaliation. It breaks the expected script from oppressors and rewrites what strength means. The ultimate payoff? Thurman argues this path builds an entirely new kind of community, where justice springs not from domination but from shared humanity. This vision fed the civil rights movement's soul, turning disparate suffering into a collective, unstoppable force for change. Remember that bus in Montgomery? That moment when history shifted because someone picked up Thurman's message? That same power pulses inside you now. Next time cynicism creeps in or anger flares, try this: pause, breathe, choose love, radical, inconvenient love. It's not weakness, it's the spark that lit a movement and can light your path too. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.